We're going to learn a quick way to brighten teeth. I'm going to tap the L key in order to select the lasso tool, and then I'm going to make a selection around the teeth area. Now you'll notice that my selection isn't very exact, and this will still be fine because I'm going to use an adjustment layer. In fact, we're going to select from the bottom of the layers panel the hue saturation adjustment layer. And in the hue saturation adjustment layer, I don't want to use the decrease saturation for the entire master range, meaning all of the colors, because then I would have to make a really intricate selection. Instead, I'm going to double click where it says saturation to reset that. And from the color range selector, I'm going to choose yellows. Now, if the lipstick color has a lot of yellow in it or the skin tone has a lot more yellow, then you might have to be a little more careful with your selection. But in this case, if I just decrease the saturation here, you cannot tell what area has been adjusted and what area hasn't. There is no harsh selection line, and yet we've decreased that little bit of yellowing in the tooth area. Now I'm going to collapse the properties panel, and if we look at the mask by option clicking on it, you can see that it is in fact a hard edge mask. If you had a lip color that had a lot of yellow in it, what you could do to soften that mask would be to show your properties panel again, click on the mask icon up here, and then increase the feather a little bit just to get rid of that hard edge. All right, so I'll collapse the properties panel, and I need to make sure that I am now working on the background layer because I want to just get rid of the little distracting darker area of the tooth here. And the way I'll do that is I will select my patch tool. Now the patch tool allows me to draw a selection around an area, and the hotspot is the little tip of that black arrow. So I'm going to click and drag just right around this kind of darker area of the tooth, and then I'll position my cursor inside of my marquee. And you can see up here in the options bar that I'm going to be patching the source. So all I need to do is drag the marquee over to a good area. It will take the information from the good area and patch that source. We might want to do that just right over here on the left-hand side as well. Just scoot this over and then release in order to patch it. To deselect, I'll use Command D on the Mac or Control D on Windows. So that's just a quick way to remove that little blemish that was on the tooth. Of course, the hue saturation adjustment layer is what we use to remove some of the yellow. And that's a quick way to brighten teeth while retouching a portrait in Photoshop.